Bo Nickal's journey to the UFC is a story of transformation, perseverance, and the mastery of a skill set that seems tailor-made for mixed martial arts. Born and raised in Rifle, Colorado, Nickal grew up in a wrestling family, which gave him a foundation in grappling and athletic discipline from a young age. His natural talent was evident early on, and as he began his wrestling career, it quickly became clear that he was one of the best of his generation. Known for his aggressive and dominant style on the mat,
he's the real deal in every facet, man. He's the next face of the UFC. I would bet a lot of money on that.
Nickal achieved an impressive high school wrestling record and ultimately made his way to Penn State University, a powerhouse in collegiate wrestling, where his skill would truly come into focus. At Penn State, under the guidance of renowned coach Seal Sanderson, Nickal became one of the most decorated college wrestlers in recent history. Competing in NCAA Division I, Nickal won 3 NCAA championships and earned the Hodge Trophy in 2019, an award given to the best collegiate wrestler in the nation. His accolades during this period included a 120-3 record and numerous standout victories over highly ranked opponents. He was known not just for winning, but for his explosive, high-impact takedowns and pinning ability. His background in folk-style wrestling and his elite grappling skills made him a formidable opponent, and his success brought a significant amount of attention to his name in the wrestling and wider sports communities. While many college wrestlers go on to pursue careers in coaching or Olympic wrestling, Nickal had a different path in mind. After his illustrious college career, Nickal transitioned to freestyle wrestling, where he had success on the international stage. However, he soon announced that he would be moving into mixed martial arts, a decision that both excited and surprised fans and analysts alike. Transitioning from wrestling to MMA is no easy feat, as the sport requires proficiency in various martial arts, including striking, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and submission grappling, in addition to wrestling. Nickal had a tremendous base to work from, but it would take time and dedication to become well-rounded enough to compete at the highest levels of the UFC. His transition represented a shift from the grappling-only world of wrestling to the multifaceted demands of MMA, where he would have to learn to strike and defend against strikes, as well as apply his wrestling in a more dynamic combat environment. Nickal's MMA debut came with considerable fanfare. His background and reputation in wrestling made him a highly anticipated prospect, and he quickly showed that his wrestling skills translated well into the cage. Bo Nickal debuted in amateur MMA competitions and soon transitioned to professional fights. From the outset, he demonstrated an ability to control his opponents on the ground, utilizing his wrestling dominance to either score points or go for submissions. Fans were impressed by his ground control and physicality, as he seemed to impose his will on nearly every opponent he faced. However, it wasn't just his wrestling that was impressive. Nickal worked diligently on his striking, and his transition to MMA showed a surprising level of competence in stand-up fighting for someone with such a wrestling-heavy background. One of the significant moments in Nickal's journey to the UFC was his participation in Dana White's Contender series. This platform, created by the UFC, allows up-and-coming fighters to showcase their skills in front of UFC President Dana White, with the chance to earn a UFC contract if they perform well. Nickal's appearance on the show generated significant buzz, as fans and analysts wanted to see how he would handle the competition in a high-pressure environment. True to form, he delivered a dominant performance that left little doubt about his potential. His wrestling prowess and developing striking allowed him to control the fight from start to finish. After an impressive win, Dana White awarded him a contract, officially bringing Bo Nickal into the UFC. Bo Nickal's early fights in the UFC have showcased his formidable wrestling skills and his rapid improvements in other areas of MMA, particularly his striking. Nickal's UFC debut was highly anticipated due to his illustrious collegiate wrestling career and standout performances on Dana White's Contender series, where he earned his contract.
Such a dominant wrestler, and you can see the amount of work.
Oh my goodness! Bo Nickal's got power, ladies and gentlemen!
My God!
The wrestler just scored the first knockout.
His first official UFC fight came against Jamie Pickett at UFC 285 in March 2023. With the eyes of fans and analysts eagerly watching, Nickal wasted no time establishing control. He opened with a swift takedown, leveraging his wrestling to ground Pickett almost instantly. From there, he showcased both patience and precision, working his way to a submission via arm triangle choke in the first round.
Jamie has got.
He's just trying to hold on to that half guard. Take control of the body, DC. That's it.
The performance was a powerful statement of Nickal's grappling dominance, demonstrating how his wrestling acumen could overwhelm seasoned opponents. It also showed his comfort in blending submission techniques with wrestling, a skill that's crucial for success in MMA. Nickal's second UFC fight came against Val Woodburn at UFC 290 in July 2023. With fans curious about how his striking had progressed, Nickal delivered an explosive performance. He made a statement in mere seconds, using his improved stand-up game to land a flurry of punches that led to a quick TKO victory in just 38 seconds of the first round. This fight displayed a new facet of his abilities, indicating that he was actively working to round out his skill set beyond wrestling. It was also a testament to Nickal's adaptability, showing that he could capitalize on opportunities to finish a fight with strikes when the right opening presented itself. His ability to knock out an opponent so swiftly reassured fans and analysts that his journey in MMA wasn't going to be limited to just grappling. He was developing into a versatile fighter. Nickal's performances have highlighted his potential to rise quickly within the UFC's middleweight division. His dominant wrestling base, combined with his willingness to engage on the feet, has made him a challenging matchup for many in the division. The UFC has taken a careful approach with his matchups, providing opponents who test his skills while allowing him to grow and refine his game with each fight. However, as he continues to secure decisive victories, calls for him to face tougher, more experienced middleweights have intensified. Nickal's wrestling remains a strong advantage, but he has been diligently training to balance his striking and grappling, ensuring he is prepared for the diverse skill sets of higher-ranked fighters. So far, Bo Nickal's UFC journey has underscored his potential as a future title contender. With each fight, he demonstrates the evolution of his MMA skill set, showcasing his wrestling roots while embracing the multifaceted demands of the sport. His impressive start has captivated fans and built anticipation around his next bouts, with the MMA community eager to see how he performs against increasingly challenging opponents. His dedication, athleticism, and rapid development mark him as one of the most promising prospects in the UFC today. How far do you think Bo Nickal can go? I want to hear from you in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more crazy UFC stories. See you next video.